Hello, good morning, investors and corporate. Welcome to Digital Roadshow First Quarter 2022 Performance Review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 20 minutes presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investors may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite ADVANC Info Service Public Company Limited to start the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you ครับ Good morning everyone and welcome to the set Digital Roadshow ครับ Today we have คุณสมฤทัยตันทกิติครับ Our Head Investor Relation and myself ครับ ปานวัฒน์ one of the IR team member ครับ From the start we will start with the brief overview and then going to the Q&A session. If anyone has any question during the brief, please feel free to ask ครับ Okay ครับ let's start with the first quarter. We got the tourist and government subsidy boost the Thai economic and amid the structural challenging. The Thai economic exhibit a mixed trend in economic indicator. The recovery was driven by the increasing tourist number of tourists that increasing in the Q1 and the government subsidy that boost consumer confidence and enhances sales in our company. So our core business continue its growth, supported by the consolidation of T20 broadband and AS demonstrate sustain the core service revenue of 18% year-on-year and EBITDA growth of 23% year-on-year. Driven by the all business segment, particularly the Mumbai and the broadband business, along with the full quarter of T20 broadband consolidation. So we maintain a solid performance with a focus on profitability, delivering the quality and efficiency operation. Our emphasis on the sustaining profitability through the delivering quality revenue and operational efficiency has resulted in a strong performance in both net profit and cash flow, that leading to the solid dividend for our shareholder. For our three core business, which include the mobile and fixed broadband and also the enterprise segment, will be presented in the following slide. As we move toward becoming the cognitive telco, let's delve down into how our business segment contribute into our core service revenue. First, on the mobile side, representing 77% of our core service revenue. So our focus is here on the offering higher value package and capturing the 5G monetization, which has marked the growth of mobile revenue of 3.7% year-on-year. And the second pillar is fixed broadband, that we accounting for 18% of our core service revenue. The fixed broadband segment has seen a growth of 163% year-on-year. This significant increase is primarily due to the fully consolidation of TTBB and successful in acquiring the high quality subscriber. And the next is the enterprise non-mobile business that this segment we contribute the 4.1% of our core service revenue. Is focused on capturing the demand for connectivity service and including the end-to-end solution tailored for the various industry that we focus and continue to benefit from the corporate digitalization trend, which achieve a revenue increase of this quarter is 20% year-on-year. Lastly, we got our digital service segment that is dedicated to build a digital adjacency to engage customer experience and also extending our market footprint. Let's move on our focus to the mobile segment, which has demonstrated significant achievement in the first quarter of this year in both of revenue growth and subscriber expansion. For the revenue growth, we have seen a healthy increase in our mobile revenue with 3.7% year-on-year growth and 0.9% Q-on-Q improvement. This growth is largely from our package restructuring implement in August last year and combined with the positive impact from the influx of the tourists that coming in the first quarter. On the subscriber, our sub base has grown 400,000 subscribers and reached 45 million subs for the end of the first quarter this year. With both our postpaid and prepaid segment showing a positive trend, the prepaid segment record a net additional of 390,000 subscribers, significantly increased by the inbound tourists that coming on this quarter. So this surge reflects the appeal of our offering and our ability to attract the segment tourists. For the ARPU, we have seen the branded ARPU that have the interest dynamic. Our branded ARPU increased 1 Thai baht, primarily due to the ARPU improvement in the prepaid segment that due to the packet restructuring that I said before that we have a packet restructuring on the August last year. However, this is partially offset by the slightly decline on the postpaid ARPU by 1 Thai baht due to the lower ARPU yield from the IoT SIM and the lower subsidy handset program. In conclusion, our mobile is recovering with the value packet restructuring and a number of tourists that coming in. So our focus is on the value and personalization offering, continue to ensure the customer experience and drive the financial performance. So the next will be our home broadband or fixed broadband business that show the impressive performance driven by the T broadband consolidation and enhance the product offering to gain the subscriber expansion. For the revenue, we experience a substantial increase in revenue, doubling up year-on-year by 163% growth. This growth is largely attributed from the full quarter consolidation of TDT-BB, which has been scaling up our operation and revenue, and also came from the organic growth that we can increase the ARPU and the net additional subscriber in this quarter. In terms of subscriber, as you can see in the slide, now we have the 4.8 million subscriber under the band of AS Fiber and also on the band of 3BB, marking a consistent rise. This growth is supported by the leveraging the T broadband networks to capture the new area of the customer and maintaining a strong momentum with the 43,000 net additional subscriber in this quarter. For the ARPU side, you can see on the left-hand side that our ARPU is now 496 baht. Our emphasis is to acquiring the quality subscriber, offering the value-added package, the bundling package such as the mobile SIM and the content partnership, like including the Netflix, HBO, also on the AS Paybox, that has efficiently driven our ARPU to increase 1.3% Q-on-Q. So we catering to the growth customer demand for high quality connectivity and entertainment in the home. So next we move to the synergy slide. The integration is progressing according to the plan as we continue to integrate T broadband into our operation. We are now focused on the driving the synergy that enhance our efficiency and operational effectiveness. We have a gross synergy on the first quarter of 750 million Thai baht, largely from the CapEx avoidance by leveraging the wider network footprint on the T broadband, and we got some from the OpEx side and also from the revenue side. For the OpEx, we have already completed the transmission optimization of the network link and also compete on the content cost optimization with the IPTV. We also execute some channel optimization with the carefully to protect the revenue and ensure the quality of the service to be the same. On the revenue side, we boost our revenue through the uplift package, cross-selling with AS Mobile, also on the content, upselling on the content, or giving higher value from the expanding customer base. On the integration cost side, it remained low in the first quarter as we finalize internal IT requirement. The timeline of the integration is the same timeline unchanged, aiming to complete the integration by the mid-2025. Next, on our last core business is on the enterprise non-mobile. Enterprise non-mobile service grow by 20% year-on-year, benefit from the full consolidation of recognized the T&T broadband revenue. So our core connectivity service, including the enterprise data service, or you can call the EDS, cloud and data center, and also on the platform solution, continue to our focus area due to the high profitability margin, and the strong demand of this service is from the trend toward the digitalization, with the businesses leveraging this technology to enhance their opportunity. So our emphasis remain unchanged to be capture this demand. Next, when we talk about overall and compare to our guidance, in the first quarter of 2024, our financial result is not only met, but exceeds our guidance. As you can see, the first graph is about the cost with revenue that we present. The cost with is 39.4 billion Thai baht. The increasing of 18% increase year-on-year, surpassing our guidance that we guide around 13 to 15% due to the effective package restructuring, which has not been benefit yet on the first quarter last year. The next is on the EBITDA. EBITDA we book at the 27.8 billion in this quarter. 23% increase year-on-year is over our guidance that guide around 14 to 16%. This growth is attributed to increase the revenue from core service and higher cost base in early 2023, particularly in the utility costs, which were in the peak in the first half of the year. We also achieved the improved EBITDA margin to become the 52% on this quarter due to the enhanced sale margin that benefit from the government stimulus on the tax program. From the above that I say, we keep our guidance is unchanged for now. For the net profit, as you can see, the robust increase in growing 25% year-on-year to book 8.5 billion Thai baht. Our leverage ratio is also improved significantly from the last quarter that we have the net debt to EBITDA ratio around 2.9 times. So in this quarter, it's reducing to 2.5 times in this quarter. Okay, lastly is on about the key update in all area that we focus for now. The first is mobile side. We update on our collaboration with the NT or National Telecom through the equipment rental on the 700 MHz spectrum agreement. Up to date, we have constructed the 4,600 base station, which is 34% of the total site. This is not only to strengthen our 5G coverage, but also start to generate the revenue since the fourth quarter last year. Second pillar is about the broadband business that as we know that T&T broadband is now fully consolidated, and with our integration plan is well on track. So the next is on the GSA data center, the data center that we have the joint venture with the GAF and also Singtel. The progression is on schedule with plan for commercial operation in the first quarter of 2025. And lastly, on the virtual bank, we are now in the process of finalizing the partnership for upcoming virtual bank license application. The BOT has opened the application for virtual banking license, which will continue until the September this year.
Currently it's at 3.3, was higher than last year in the rising interest rate environment. And actually out of our loan portfolio, we have a short-term loan acquired from that we get to acquire 3BB. So that is going to be refinanced in the second half of the year. So depending on the interest rate in the market, then it depends whether like what kind of availability of the facilities and as well as the rate, then we'll be refinancing up. Overall, we believe the effective interest rate for our whole portfolio would not be more than 4%. Why it is increasing? Because short-term facility was at a low interest rate. When we refinance, we plan to refinance to a longer term, but we also will try our best to optimize everything we could. Look at the EBITDA margin for the first quarter. A lot may ask that how it is going to sustain going towards the second quarter and onwards. EBITDA margin benefit from two things. So one, 3BB is EBITDA accretive. So from day one, we have 3BB coming in at a higher EBITDA level. A lot of 3BB expense, mainly through the infra franchise, if it's below EBITDA line. So, and secondly, we benefit from the handset subsidy that we reduce. So the handset margin also add to the EBITDA margin in the quarter as well. Going forward, handset subsidy will try to maintain the level. However, the volume will be decreased because a lot of customers accelerated their purchase into Q1. So Q2 and Q3, you may not see a lot of volume of handset purchase until maybe in Q3 when Samsung and Apple introduce new model in the market, then we will see the handset sales picking up then. But AIS has a determination to keep the handset margin high and subsidize as optimal as possible. You see the cost in marketing was exceptionally low in the quarter. Marketing costs benefit from the government tax campaign where we get the footfall into the shops without having to spend a lot to do a full marketing strategy. So marketing costs expect to grow up. But if you look at a full year base, year on year, looking at last year, overall marketing cost was about 3.1 to total revenue. So looking at this year as a whole, holistic basis, full year basis, as a percentage to the total revenue should not increase much because it is our principle as well to spend where we need it and ensure that all the money spent helps foster the growth in the top line. So that's the reason of our high EBITDA margin this year. We hope to sustain that with the synergy that will still need to come in SG&A line. And if there's other synergy will be coming into that line as well. The synergies that we introduced did not include staff optimization. This one we have to be very careful because the priority is to ensure that both team works well together and ensure that the service is not disrupted. To give you more flavors on the ground level, of course, when we have integration, a lot of things would have to bring up to the service standard. At this moment, we find that 3BB at some instance like service standard and SLA is not at AIS level yet. So that is something that our team will have to work on in bringing the SLA up to AIS high service standard level. For example, like when you want new internet line, you go to the shop, you can call them, you can appoint them within 24 hours or depend on the availability. We can set up a new line. But for 3BB, some parts, it still take weeks in order to finish setting up a broadband service for the customer. So this is something that we are very, we place a lot of importance on in bringing the service standard level to be at par or equal, to ensure that both of the customer brands are not disrupted with this combination of the operations. So you may see that the cash flow is pretty high. Our free cash flow is very high in this first quarter, and a lot of questions surrounding dividend payouts. How are we managing the capital policy? The policy is unchanged. We still need to keep cash flow for our upcoming auction. We expected this 2100, 2300 and 850 of True also expired. These are contract that we AIS and True has a contract of the spectrum through NT. So all these spectrum set will be expired together in 25. We're waiting for NBTC roadmap to issue some guidance whether how the auction is going to be like in the upcoming year. So that is the cash flow that we need to receive. But looking at the ability to pay, we have no problem paying, and the dividend payout is dependent on the board decision whether how they want to pay. But historically, we have been increasing our DPS, and the direction is clear that we want to grow DPS with sustainable growth DPS.
The section has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you very much ครับขอบคุณครับ